Hey guys, Chris here and welcome back to my channel. So I just recently came back from an 8-day trip to Japan, and for today's video, I will be discussing yung total na nagastos ko sa aking Japan trip. So let's start. So first off, I wanna say that Japan is not cheap. So it's if you're planning to visit or to tour around Japan, maghanda for the budget kasi hindi siya mura, mahal, especially when it comes to hotels and when it comes to flight. Sometimes kung hindi kayo makakapag-secure ng seat sale, mahal din ang flights, and of course yung mga activities and even some restaurants, mapapamahal din. So yun, I just wanna put it out there that Japan is not cheap. So let's start with my expenses. So I'm gonna start with my pre-arrival expenses. So ito yung mga nagastos ko prior to me arriving to Japan. So ito yung mga pre-book ko na hotels and activities and flight. By the way, all Japan visa applications must go through a travel agency. So the Japanese embassy doesn't accept any visa applications. So they have a list of accredited travel agencies where you can go to and send your application for a Japanese visa. Ako, I applied through Attic Tours in Mega Mall. So let's start with the requirements. So number one is yung passport. So you must have a valid passport, valid for at least 6 months by the date or by the time na magta-travel kayo sa Japan. And then the second requirement is the application form. You can download it through the Japanese embassy website or sa travel agency. They have the forms there, and you can simply ask for a form and fill it out. Tapos number 3 is a PSA birth certificate that's issued within 1 year. So madali na lang naman kumuha ng birth certificate. You can order it online sa PSA website, and yes, malalaman nila if the birth certificate is issued within 1 year kasi may indication doon sa birth certificate kung kailan siya na-issue. So please make sure na na-issue yung birth certificate within 1 year. And if yung birth certificate mo is tagged as a late registration like mine, may additional requirements pa, which are baptismal certificate, which you can get doon sa simbahan kung saan ka nabinyagan, and school record form 137, which you can get naman doon sa school kung saan ka nag-high school. So ako, since late registered nga yung aking birth certificate, I had to get those two additional requirements, and I think dun lang ako nahirapan when it comes to the requirements, and thankfully na-secure ko naman yung dalawang requirements na yun. But just in case that you won't be able to get any of those additional requirements, or even both, if for example hindi nyo makukuha yung baptismal and form 137, just write a letter of explanation explaining why you won't be able to supply those requirements. And just because you don't have those two additional requirements doesn't mean na lower na yung chance nyo to be approved, because I've read a lot online na marami pa rin na-approve even without those without those requirements. Just make sure that you explain fully why you cannot provide those requirements. And then if you are married, you need to provide a marriage certificate. And then the next requirement is itinerary in Japan. Doon sa travel agency, they will have a form kung saan pwede nyong ilagay yung day-to-day itinerary nyo. It doesn't need to be detailed, and yung isasubmit nyong itinerary, hindi nyo naman siya need na i-follow talaga when you are traveling to Japan, because Japanese or Japan Embassy won't verify that naman once you're in Japan. So you just have to create at least an itinerary or possible itinerary na gagawin nyo sa Japan. Pero ako, yung sinubmit kong itinerary, yun na rin almost yung finalo kong itinerary when I was in Japan. Tapos number 6 is bank certificate, which you can get from your bank. Ako, ang sinubmit kong bank certificate is from a digital bank, C-Bank, kasi mas madali siyang i-request. You can actually just generate one through their app, and then download mo lang yung certificate. Within just a few minutes you can get it, and then you can download the certificate and then print it out. Tapos photocopy of ITR. So yung ITR naman is something that employers give us every year. I think around February every year. So you can simply request that from the HR, and then same thing, download it and then print it out. Tapos yun lang naman yung mga requirements na sinubmit ko. Additionally, I submitted a certificate of employment, even though it's not part of the requirement. Pero kung may mga gusto kayong idagdag na requirements na sa tingin nyo is makakatulong for your visa approval, then go ahead and submit them. So for the visa fee, kasi the Japan visa itself is free, but since we go through a travel agency, so syempre kailangan natin bayaran yung travel agency for the processing fee. So for Atik Tours, I paid 1,200 pesos. So iba-iba yung visa, or iba-iba yung processing fee depende sa travel agency. Pero doon sa Atik Tours sa Mega Mall, I paid 1,200 pesos for a single entry application. So yun pa pala, you have the option to apply for a single entry or a multiple entry visa. So ako, since it's my first time, I only applied for a single entry. But if you will be applying for a multiple entry visa, I think there is an additional 500 pesos na nababayaran for a multiple entry. But that doesn't guarantee rin na ma-approve ka for a multiple entry. Kasi kahit na multiple entry yung ina-apply mo, nasa embassy pa rin yung decision whether they will approve you for a multiple entry or a single entry visa. So just keep that in mind. So for the Japan visa, I paid 1,200 pesos. Tapos next naman is yung round trip plane tickets. So ako, I was lucky enough na tsempo ako ng seat sale through Cebu Pacific. So I booked my flight nung April pa, even though wala pa akong visa. that time. So I just took the risk of booking the plane tickets because yun nga, seat sale, mura siya. And my round trip tickets costed 5,362 pesos and 70 centavos. So sobrang mura because usually yung round trip ticket for Japan is ranging from 15,000 to as high as 30,000 pesos even. Depende din sa airline company. But sa akin, 5,362 and 70 cents lang yung round trip ticket ko. By the way, yung naging point of entry ko pala is Tokyo, and then nung pabalik na ako, galing na ako ng Kansai Airport sa Osaka. Next is Disneyland. So yung main point ko naman, or yung main tour ko sa Tokyo is Disneyland. So for my Disneyland one-day pass, it was 3,298 pesos. And then doon naman sa Osaka, yung pinaka main goal ko naman doon was Universal Studio. So for a Universal Studio one-day pass, it was 3,809 pesos. Lahat to na-book ko sa Klook. Tapos nag-book din ako ng Mount Fuji tour sa Klook, and it was a day tour, and the tour, or yun, the tour was 2,738 pesos. And yung internet SIM naman, unlimited internet SIM for 8 days, nabook ko din sa Klook, was 1,155 pesos. Although yung internet SIM ko was 4G lang, pero 98% of the time naman that I was in Japan, it was very reliable. Tapos, JR Pass. So, kumuha ako ng JR Pass na good for 7 days only. And I booked yung Green Pass, wherein yung Green Pass is mas mahal siya compared sa regular pass, and ang difference nila is sa Green Pass pwede kang mag-reserve ng seat. So for the 7-day JR Pass, I paid 15,393 pesos. Pero ngayon, if you will book right now for a JR Pass, it's gonna be way more expensive. I think 60% yung tinaas nung presyo ng JR Pass now from October onwards. So keep that in mind. And for me, I would suggest getting a JR Pass if, for example, multiple cities yung pupuntahan nyo. Just like what I did, I went in three different cities, so Tokyo, Osaka, and then nag-day tour din ako sa Kyoto. Pero kung one city lang naman yung pupuntahan niya sa Japan, then I wouldn't suggest getting the JR Pass kasi hindi nyo siya magagamit, hindi nyo siya masusulit gamitin, because the JR Pass is only valid to be used sa mga JR lines, including Shinkansen, bullet trains, and yun nga, JR lines. Pero for example sa Tokyo, yung mga subways doon, ang daming hindi JR lines, so hindi nyo magagamit yung JR Pass kapag hindi siya JR lines. And then for my Tokyo hotel, so ako nagstay ako sa hotel instead of hostels or yung mga shared rooms or capsule hotel. Kasi for me, I want to I wanna be more comfortable kapag alam mo yun, kapag after a whole day of walking. Kasi sa Japan, when you are going to Japan, expect na maglalakad kayo ng sobrang marami, almost all day maglalakad kayo. Like yung steps nyo would be between 15 to 20,000 steps per day. So gusto ko kapag kauwi ko, alam mo yun, yung I'm comfortable and I can relax. And ako rin pag nagta-travel kasi ako, gusto ko alam mo yun, bukas lang yung maleta ko para madali ko na lang kunin yung mga idadamit ko. And for hostels or shared rooms or capsule hotels, medyo mahirap siyang gawin kasi nga may kasama kang iba. So ako, I personally decided na mag-hotels. And of course, it's more expensive staying at a hotel. So for my Tokyo hotel, so I stayed in Tokyo for 5 days. So 5 days and 4 nights. So that was 15,229 pesos. And then for my Osaka hotel, sa Osaka naman I stayed for 4 days and 3 nights. So for my Osaka hotel, it was 12,150 pesos. Pero yung sa Osaka ko kasi, I opted to get their buffet breakfast. Pero kung wala yung buffet breakfast sa Osaka hotel, the cost would be around 9,000 pesos lang, or 9,000 plus pesos. Pero since yun, I opted for the daily buffet breakfast, that's why it was 12,150 pesos. And then travel tax was 1,670 pesos. So the reason why it's a bit expensive compared sa iba is because I paid the travel tax through Cebu Pacific na rin, through online. Pero I think mas mura siya ng I think 1,600 pesos lang yung travel tax if you will pay doon sa airport, sa NAIA airport. So for travel tax, 1,670 pesos. And then kumuha ako ng check-in luggage for both papunta and pabalik. So 20 kilograms each. So yung additional check-in luggage allowance ko was 2,310 pesos. And then nung papunta ako to Japan, I opted for a seat selector kasi gusto ko sa window seat. So that one was 300 pesos. So yun yung total na nagastos ko prior to me arriving sa Japan. So all in all, my pre-arrival expenses was 64,614 pesos and 70 centavos. So, di ba, mahal na, parang wala ka pa sa Japan, ang laki na ng nagastos mo. But then, again, pwede pa naman tong mapamura, depende sa inyo. So again, if you will be able to secure a seat sale, mas maganda. But then, there's a risk kasi nga, especially kung malayo pa yung travel nyo at wala pa kayong visa. So, hindi pa sure kung mapupush ba kayo or not. But hopefully, mapush naman kayo. But aside from that, kung magstay kayo nga sa capsule hotel or shared rooms or hostels, then mas mura yung stay. And yung mga hotel na pinagstayan ko, actually they're good for at least 2 people. So kung may kasama kayo, then mas mapapamura pa kayo even staying at a hotel. Ako kasi I traveled solo for this trip. So that was my pre-arrival expenses. Again, the total was 64,614 pesos and 70 centavos. Now, nung papunta na ako sa Japan, ang pocket money na dala ko was 60,000 pesos. Pero ang pinapalitan ko lang to Japanese yen was 50,000 pesos. And usually ako pag nagta-travel abroad, especially if I'm traveling solo, sa sa airport na ako nagpapapalit. Pero kung kaya nyo magpapalit somewhere else kasi mas mababa ang palitan sa airport, mas maganda. Pero ako sa airport na ako nagpapalit ng 50,000 pesos. So yung pinapalitan kong 50,000 pesos money or pocket money was converted to 122,000 yen. So, yun yung pocket money ko, 122,000 yen. Tapos, nung pag-arrive ko sa Japan, yung 2,000 yen, yun yung ginamit ko to buy a Suica card. Since yung JR Pass nga cannot be used to most of the subways na hindi JR lines. So, kaya bumili ako ng Welcome Suica card na kailangan kong loadan so that I can use it to subway stations na hindi JR lines. So, yung initial kong niload was 2,000 yen or that was 770 pesos. So, since I had 120,000 yen left, so hinati ko siya to take 60,000 yen. So, 60,000 yen was for my Tokyo trip, and then the other 60,000 yen was for my Osaka-Kyoto trip. And then, nung natapos na ako sa aking trip, out of dun sa pocket money ko, may naging sukli ako. So, thankfully, hindi ko naubos yung aking pocket money. So, aside from the 10,000 pesos na tinabi ko, from the 50,000 pesos na pinapalitan ko, may naging sukli pa ako na 16,000 pesos. And mind you, dun sa pocket money ko, hindi ko siya masyadong tinipid. So I would eat out sa mga restaurants. Hindi ako nag-stay lang to getting convenience store food. So every day at least one meal is sa restaurant ako kumakain. So, even then, kahit na hindi ako masyado nagtipid, tapos nakapag-shopping pa ako, may naging sukli pa ako 16,000 pesos from my pocket money. So, ngayon, let's just itemize yung mga iba ko pang nagastos. So, doon sa pocket money ko, 21,174 yen was spent for the Gotemba outlet shopping. So kung i-convert yan sa peso, that was 8,144 pesos. So yun yung araw na pumunta kami ng Mount Fuji tour. Kasi kasama sa tour package yung pagpunta sa Gotemba outlet shop or shopping center. So it's an outlet shopping center for different brands and even luxury brands. So nakabili ako ng 5 t-shirts lang naman doon from Champion and Tommy Hilfiger, and I think 1 t-shirt din from New Balance. So yung total ng nagastos ko doon was 21,174 yen or yun nga 8,144 pesos. And then doon sa Don Quixote kung saan ako bumili ng mga pasalubong like chocolates and bag for my mom. Tapos bumili din ako ng mga pabango doon. Ang total na nagastos ko was 15,500 pesos or 15,500 yen, or in peso that was 5,878 pesos and 38 centavos. So yung total ng shopping ko was 14,022 pesos and 38 centavos. Tapos yung sa transportation naman, ang total na nagastos ko, so aside from the JR Pass, so the JR Pass would be part of my transportation. So as what I've mentioned earlier, the JR Pass for 7 days was 15,393. And then for the Suica card, So initially, di ba niloadan ko siya ng 2,000 yen. Tapos I had to load it again of another 2,000 yen. So all in all, yung Suica card ko, niloadan ko siya ng 4,000 yen or 1,517 pesos. Tapos since yung JR Pass ko nga, by that is good for 7 days lang. So yung pang 8 day ko, which was the day na babalik na ako or pauwi na ako ng Pilipinas. So hindi na na-cover yung na-cover yung train ko papuntang Kansai Airport. So I had to pay an additional ticket going to the Kansai Airport. So yung train ko from Shin Osaka to the Kansai Airport was 3,300 yen or 1,250 pesos. So yun yung total ng nagastos ko. So overall, yung total ng nagastos ko was 98,614 pesos and 70 centavos. All in na yun with my tickets, with all of the activities that I did, and with all of the shopping. So yun yung total ng nagastos ko. So it's what I mentioned earlier nga, mahal mag-Japan. So, if you are planning to go to Japan, kailangan mo talagang paghandaan yung budget. And of course, kaya mo pa rin naman siyang mapamura if you will plan it well. So, yun. And even though medyo napagastos ako ng malaki dito sa trip na to, I am so happy with the trip. I think Japan is a very beautiful country, ang babait ng mga tao, and ayun, syempre I am planning to go back hopefully, no? Pero siguro pagbabalik ako doon on a colder months na, kasi since September na ako pumunta, I wasn't expecting na malamig na siya, no? Pero I wasn't expecting din naman na sobrang init. Pero during my trip there last September, sobrang init. Parang kasing level ng init dito sa Pilipinas. Even though it's not summer there anymore. Kasi yung peak ng summer nila was June to August. Pero for September, mainit pa din. So pag babalik ako ng Japan, I will definitely go back on a colder months, siguro around October to November. And also, one tip lang, kapag pupunta kayo ng Japan, use the Navi Time website. Kasi yung Navi Time website, yun yung naging kasangga ko para makapag-tour sa Japan, because it will give you the routes to different destinations. So ang gagawin mo lang, itatype mo lang kung saan yung point of entry mo, and then yung point of destination mo, and then magbibigay na siya ng list ng mga trains and subway stations na sasakyan mo para makapunta ka dun sa pupuntahan mo. And it was very accurate yung information, very accurate yung timetable. So use navitime.com when you are going to Japan. So yun lang, that's it for my video. I hope na nakatulong to sa inyo, and if you have questions about Japan, or if you have questions about the visa process, comment it down below and I'll try my best to answer. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!